Alright, welcome to Crypto Quick Chat. Doing a Wednesday night live stream. Thought I'd jump on and we'd have a chat about how the Illuvium opening's gone. Now we're connected to mainnet. How the market's going, which is pretty bad. Connection's not too flash at the moment, so we'll persist for now, but it's not looking good. Anyway, we'll keep this to a pretty short live stream, I think, instead of our usual 3-hour stream. Just make a quick one. I'm going to run around the overworld, do my dailies, and we'll just have a chat about how I think the Illuvium release has gone. There's lots of positives to talk about, a few negatives. But let's jump in and see whether this is working. Yeah, connection's really shady today. So there is a lot of cloud cover at the moment, and I am with Starlink. But usually it's okay.
Arrived. Now, let's get to work.
So I haven't even jumped on today, so I don't know what the dailies are. Let's have a look. Orthopods, easy. Resplendent shards. I might have a couple of resplendent shards, but I don't think I've got enough Hyperion to cure them. I can probably do that one. Common shards can do that one. XP, yes. That one, yes. Let's go have a look at the forge and see what we can do. I don't have any resplendent shards. I got a couple of epic shards. Yeah, I don't have much Hyperion. Epic shards, so I can do 3 of these, which I've got enough for. So we'll do that. So airdrop points. And what was it? We need cured common shards, 5 of. Gonna have to buy some more Hyperion soon. And I mean, that's one of the talking topics I wanted to talk about, how to get fuel and all that sort of stuff, but we'll get to that later. I mean, if we're just talking about the overworld and how that's gone, did I get credit for those? Yeah. Yeah, I did. Yeah, if we're just talking about the overworld, I mean, that's done really well for release. The blockchain seems to be connecting well. You mint stuff fairly good. I know some people did have some problems maybe a few days ago, and most of that's been sorted out. But I haven't had any personally. The game looks pretty good. The graphics are good. The textures are good. There haven't been too many bugs. I haven't had any crashing. Let's do Crimson Waste. We'll just do a stage 0 run to begin with, just to warm up. I will say one thing. I think people have had quite a bit of problems. When they do have problems, there have been people, you know, you lodge a bug report or try and contact customer service. I think the turnaround time's pretty slow. So I think they're either still training people up to do those customer service roles, or there's quite the backlog and they don't have enough people to do the job. So that is one issue. I'm not sure I like the pricing structure for overworld runs. I mean, it's, you know, $1 a run isn't much, but when you've got to do 50 runs, it is. So I don't know whether they've got the price right, but I don't know whether they've got the value per run right. So it would be more interesting if you didn't have to do so many runs to get what you wanted. But I suppose that's part of the proposed value. You know, if it's easy to get stuff, it's going to be worth less. So I don't know. The stuff is pretty cheap anyway. The alluvials sell very cheap on the marketplace anyway. So I don't know. I don't want to be doing 20 to 30 runs a day at $1 a run, or $2 a run for a stage 2, or $10 for a stage 3. It's out of my price range, personally. So I don't know whether they've fully got that balance right yet. And you got to remember, we are still in a beta, so yeah, that will improve with time. I'm sure they'll get things right. So I'm a terrible gamer while I'm talking, so this probably won't be the most impressive run. I suppose that's why Arena's good. You sort of do you focus on the game for a little bit, and then have a chat to the chat, and then focus on the game, and there's a pause in between, and you can sort of do a couple of things at once. Yeah, so I mean, the overworld's working very well. They just might need to tweak a few things as far as balance and value for runs. Because it is a different world. We're on the main net now, and you know, you got to pay real Ethereum to play the game. There we go. Yeah, and I mean, I think they need more of an incentive for people to actually spend money and play the overworld. Like, the overworld is a good enough game by itself to play for the collecting aspect, but when you're paying per run, and I'm not against paying per run, I do think it's necessary, but when you're paying per run, and you're very often getting nothing on a run except a couple of rocks, and maybe an alluvial you've already caught, it's like, do I want to do this run? I want to get to the higher tiers, I want to find the more rare alluvials, but you know, you've got to pay for the shard to catch it. You only get a 50% capture chance or less. Plus the cost of the run. It's very hard to work out whether you're getting value when you do a run. And I think that's where the issue is. People, you know, you use a shard, you finally find something rare, or say a tier 5 alluvial, which I still haven't caught one yet, by the way. You find a tier 5 alluvial. The only way to get a good chance to catch it is to throw a really expensive shard. It costs $10 to cure that shard. It also might have cost you $2 or $3 to go for the run, and you've got a limited amount of energy. There's just too many factors in to know whether or not you're making the right decision when you catch an alluvial. So that part, I'm not sure is the best way to do things. And I'm not saying I've got a better way to do it. It's just sort of speculating. And I mean, I'd definitely do a lot more runs if I could get the fuel off my land, because I'm starting to generate a little bit of it. If I could get the fuel off my land to use, I would definitely use it. But it's actually quite hard to sell fuel at the moment. It can stay on the marketplace for 24 hours before you sell it. And quite often you have to adjust the price several times before it sells. So that's not necessarily the greatest system in the world. So, I mean, if you want fuel to go up in price as a landholder, you've got to store it on your land. Once you run out of storage space, you've either got to sell it or use it, but you can't use it. So you got to sell it at a rock bottom price, and I'm pretty sure we've already hit the bottom end of the rails. So that's not great. And sometimes even setting at the minimum price, especially with Solon, I've noticed, you set the price at the minimum and it doesn't sell. In fact, I've actually got some for sale now. Let's have a quick look. See if it's sold yet. View my orders. No, it's still sitting there. So yes, it's 70 Solon for sale. That's at the minimum price. If you were to try and put a lower price than that, it would reject it and say, no, you've got to set a higher price. So that must be at the bottom rail. So if we were to go to the exchange, I'll just quickly show you what I mean. Yeah, so you select Sol on here. It puts in the default price, which is the max. I think that is that the maximum? I think that's the maximum. So if I put a 7 here. No, it's not the maximum. Let's put a 3 here. Oh no, we can go higher. Interesting. I mean, it's not going to sell if you put it higher. But so if you go, say, 1.9, it'll let you put that price in. 1.8. Okay, this is changing. Maybe it changes based on the Ethereum value as well. Have I put in too many digits? Let's change this. Hang on, we'll reload. I might have stuffed the numbers up. Sell. So you jump in here. 20. So we put in 100 fuel. Okay, so it's letting us set that price. But if we go 1.9, that's good. 1.8, that's good. Right, so maybe Jesus. Okay, so yesterday this price was 1.9, and now it's 1.5. But if I put in 1.4, it wants me to set the price high. It's saying it won't meet the minimum price standards. So it must be ranking it on dollar value, and as the ETH value fluctuates, it changes the amount of ETH you can set it to. So now that we know that, if we go to my orders, I wonder if it'll sell if we set it to a lower price. That's quite interesting. So you can edit it. And what if we go 1.7? Oh, it won't let me set there now. 6, 1.8, 1.9. Oh, that's bizarre. Anyway, we'll just leave it. See that? So there's issues. There's issues. There's definitely issues. And I mean, if you're selling, we'll have another look at this. Select Solemn. So the market price, it says the average price is bunch of zeros 2.1. But I've set it lower than that. I've set it for a bunch of zeros 1.9. And it doesn't sell. So as a landholder, until it sells, you can't buy back the fuel to use in game, which I think is not the greatest way of doing things. You're never going to get a proper market price. Let's head over there. That's what I think anyway. Yeah, so, I mean, if collecting the alluvials is not your thing, the arena game has to be worth coming into the ecosystem to play and purchase alluvials or play the overworld in order to get some alluvials. So at the moment, arena is not up to par. And I think that's one of the most important things they need to work on. They need people who go, oh, I want to play arena. How do I get the alluvials? And then they can spend some ETH to buy them off the market. They're cheap anyway, you may as well buy them. You don't even have to play the overworld. Or you've got to play the overworld and capture them yourself, which is good for the economy, because you've got to buy fuel. So, yeah, they need to get the game modes polished and up and running. And it has to be not only a good enough game, but it also has to be incentivized like it used to. Put the leaderboard rewards back up. Put the leaderboard rewards back up and make it an incentive to play arena. Because at the moment, the biggest incentive is playing the overworld. and people don't. I don't think people are seeing the overworld as good value at the moment. I mean, there is a lot of people playing the overworld, but I don't think there's as much as they want right now. Where am I? Okay. But I think there'd be a lot more people playing the overworld if they allowed landholders to use their fuel without having to sell it. Because there's a bunch of landholders that will only play the overworld if they sell their fuel. And it's that hard to sell your fuel, as I just showed you. Yeah, I mean, I'm making like $3 or $4 worth of fuel a day at the moment with my land. And a lot of it I reinvest back into my land so that I can make more fuel later, quicker. But I save a little bit of it to sell, or when my storage facilities get full, I'll sell a little bit, and then I'll do a couple overworld runs. And I think a lot of landholders would like to just do some. Alright, I don't want to sell my fuel today, I just want to do a couple overworld runs, transfer it to your wallet, play a couple overworld runs. That's how it should be. But because they need to sell it and then rebuy, that's affecting the price of fuel and the time frame in which you need to sell it in order to do your runs. So I think that's a priority as far as I'm concerned. That needs to be sorted out ASAP. Hi Katniss, thanks for joining. How's the connection going? The connection's not very good tonight. Yeah, and another thing that they could probably add sooner rather than later is... Don't quote me on this because I haven't played much Arena, but it seems like the... while when you do an Arena game, it does tell you your alluvials are getting experience, but it doesn't seem to actually transfer over to them. Like it's just a visual animation that doesn't actually change the experience your alluvials have. So I don't think that's great. It would be nice, and this is sort of the gameplay loop I envisioned when I first started thinking about this, was, you know, you pay for a couple of runs in the overworld, you catch some alluvials, you take them to Arena, you level them up a bit, you play with them, and then you, you can take them back to the overworld, catch some more, level them up, fuse them together. But until they give alluvials experience for Arena, and not just a visual, like, they've obviously got the facilities to do it, they just haven't connected the system yet, so I don't think that's great. As you can see, we're playing Crimson Waste, so we've unlocked Crimson Waste, so the next one we unlock will be a new zone. I don't know when that's coming, but hopefully soon. Yeah, so get Arena better, activate XP, re-implement Arena-based rewards, and I think those Arena-based rewards will bring people into the game, especially when we're on mainnet. Like, that'd be way more interesting, even if it's something really, really small. Like the winner could get like 5 ILV, and you know, top 10 gets 1 ILV or something like that. Like, it doesn't even have to be a lot. Just something to give people, you know, a reason to play that over going for airdrop points in the overworld. That'd work good, I think. So yeah. I see none of these runes have been unlocked yet. I think once all these become clear and less blurry, that means that's usually when the next zone unlocks, and none of these have unblurred, and it's been about 24 hours since it unlocked, so maybe they're not even ready to turn that bit on yet. Alright, let's do a stage 1 run so I can do my 6 stage 1 encounters and get some experience for the daily. Yeah, so I mean they could definitely improve a lot about Zero. There have been quite a few bugs. Obviously the fuel generation thing's an issue. Or the ease in which you can use your own fuel.
Gotta watch every step here.
But also, like I've noticed the last couple of days, the missions aren't working for land. Like you should. Well, I should have completed the mission 10 times over today, but for some reason it never gives me credit for completing the missions. So, and I haven't heard anything from the team in regards to it too. You lodge a bug report, you check the forums, you check the Discord. No one's saying anything. So I know a lot of them are on holidays at the moment or taking a quick break, but you know you don't hear anything back from them in regards to whether or not it's being fixed, or are they looking at the issue? Do they know about the issue? So there does seem to be a little bit of a communication problem, which might be down to the fact that they're all taking a bit of a break at the moment, but it would be nice to know what's going on, especially when airdrop points are on the table, or airdrop points are not on the table because you're not getting credit for your missions. And I'm sure they'll work on all these things as time goes on. Where's that Tiru? Back there. Oh, well. Keep looking, there'll be plenty more to find. See, I told you I'm a terrible gamer when I'm talking. I can only do one thing at a time properly. So basically what we do here to maximize our efficiency of spending fuel, we do some dummy fights, and if there's nothing we want to catch there, we just do the fight anyway, get some experience, and then exit without catching anything. You don't spend your energy. Who are we going to run in this battle? We only got to do 6 battles today, so it shouldn't be too hard. Don't think we need buffs. Yeah, so I think that's probably the most disappointing part I've had in regards to this whole launch. I spent a lot of time developing a lot of plots of land and ignoring spending to play overworld runs, thinking I could play with my own fuel later, but it's actually quite hard to use your own fuel because it's quite hard to sell the fuel. So obviously you need buyers if you're going to sell the fuel, but when there's no buyers, landholders can't use their fuel because they can't sell. So you're sort of stuck in a loop. And I mean, it'd be great for marketing if there were more people playing like higher tier overworld runs. They would be talking about it in the Twitter and the Discord and showing screenshots of what they capture and all this kind of stuff. That'd be great for the outreach of the game. So I think they've dropped the ball in that part. Like, let landowners use their fuel, regardless of whether or not fuel's being sold or whether people are spending on fuel, and that way they'll be showcasing the game to people. And I mean, they've sort of already paid you for their runs. They've paid you by buying the land. So I know there still needs to be an economy, but yeah, the landholders should be able to at least make the decision as to whether or not to sell their fuel or use their fuel. And I know they plan on having that as a thing. Like, landholders should be able to do that. I was speaking to one of the brothers, Aaron, in the Zero chat, and he said that was on the cards, but there's no word of when it's coming out or how soon. That seems like something that should have been ready to go. And I mean, I guess to an extent, the gamer and the investor in me is a little bit conflicted when it comes to Illuvium, because it is an investment, but it's also a game, and the gamer in me wants value for the money he spends. The investor also wants to make money. And, yeah, it's like, well, sometimes what they do seems to be for the investors, and sometimes what they do seems to screw gamers a little bit. So, as both, it's difficult to decide whether you're happy or not about a decision. I guess I really want to play the game. That's what it boils down to, but it's difficult to get good value when you can't use your fuel. I'm sure I'm not the only one who thinks this way. No, that's right, Katniss. So you can, as a temporary procedure for the fuel market, you can generate the fuel on your land. You're meant to be able to use it, but you can't at the moment. So you've got to sell it on the market and then use the money you got from selling it to buy fuel on the market, and then use that fuel to play the game. The problem with that system, theoretically it should work. Like if there was enough people selling that, buying the fuel, that would work. But at the moment, there's not enough buyers of the fuel, so the fuel just sits on the market, doesn't sell, and you can't then buy the fuel because you haven't made any money to buy the fuel with, right? So you either have to use new ETH and buy fuel after you just generated it and put it on the market, or you've just got to not do a run. Whereas what you should be able to do, okay, look at the prices on the fuel market. I like that price, sell it, do what you want with the ETH. Or, oh, I don't like that price, I'm not going to sell. I'm going to use that fuel to do a couple of overall runs myself. Maybe I'll find an asset in the game and sell that instead, or keep it. Who knows? You do what you want. So that's how it should work, but that's not what's working at the moment. So there's a bit of a bottleneck as far as fuel's concerned. And I mean, it's not a huge issue at the moment, because people are using that fuel to develop their own plots, and I don't think anyone would have finished developing their plot yet. So you're putting the fuel back into your plot, but you know, you might want to spend a little bit of it to play the game as well. But once the plots are developed, if this system isn't sorted out, all that fuel is just going to get wasted. It's going to sit on the marketplace. People's stores are going to fill up. You're not going to be able to sell the fuel. So, yeah, it's gonna suck. But I mean, we still haven't even. I think it's been out 2 weeks now. So, I mean, it is still in beta. I still have lots of things to work on, and they don't hide that fact. They're not saying everything should be working perfectly. It's just you sort of want to prioritize what parts of the game you fix first. Oh, I got this little guy yesterday, which is quite nice. Let's run our bulwark team. I haven't tried the shield yet, I only just bought it, or made it. Oh, this is my Dark Hollow Grocko. I found him on day 1. But he's leveled up to level 30 now, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, so hopefully next week they'll have rested the team, especially the Illuvium 0 team. They've got quite a bit that needs to be refined and worked on, I think. So hopefully they all come back to coding and bug checking and fixing and sort of get down and get things working again. Yeah, the fuel market's pretty important. And I mean, from a long-term point of view, I haven't seen a lot of marketing for the game, so And that's not a bad thing. I don't think they're ready for the masses to find this game, and they're probably better off, you know, getting overworld combat ready, making sure arena is more functional, all that sort of stuff, making sure things are polished and none of these issues are arising. Especially the milestone and airdrop system. There's still people fighting about that. It'd be nice for them to get all that sorted before we start bringing the masses in. And don't get me started, I mean, we're in a massive crypto dip too. And yeah, I suppose people are less likely to throw money around when their bags are, you know, 50% underwater. So it's been a bit of a rough couple of weeks. I mean, for me, been in crypto a while now, for me, I'm not too worried. I mean, maybe I'm a crazy person, but I'm not worried at all. This is just a little dip on the road. The long-term projections haven't changed. It's just nothing ever goes straight up, and I'm sure the market will recover, and things will start looking good again. And then you'll all be wishing you bought more during the dip. But that's the thing with crypto, like, it's hardest. It's the hardest time to buy during the dip, but it's also the best time, unless it dips again, and then it dips again, and then it dips again. But if you can, if you're sure about a project and you invest on those dips, that's the best time to do it. This was a particularly good dip. It was. I think I snaffled up a little bit of Illuvium at $38 the other day, which I did not think we'd ever see that price again. But I mean, I've been buying all the way down. Every dip, you know, I put a little bit of money in every week, and every time there's a dip, you know, I was buying at $80 a few months ago, thinking, oh wow, $80, this is cheap. And then it was 70, then it was 60, and geez, we hit 38 the other day. So, and it's the same with all the cryptos. It's not just Illuvium. There's plenty on sale at the moment. But yes, if you're new to crypto, I understand the fear in the market. You can see on the thumbnail, that's today's fear and greed index on the thumbnail. That's as low as I've seen for a while. And I mean, yeah, we also don't know whether the dip's over. It looks like we're having a good bounce, but we could just as easily go back down in a couple of days. Or it could be completely over and we're home free. We're sailing with the wind. And anyone who tells you they know what's going to happen, probably trying to sell you something. Alright, let's focus on these missions now. Morphopods. That's a lot of flout. So we just got to do one more battle, but we will have a good look around, see if we can find something cool. It's a stage 1 run, so... It really is nice having a predator team. The two rogues with Predator, you can basically kill whatever you want.
Shall not be defeated.
They just jump straight across and do so much damage on that first hit, you just knock them straight off the board. Okay. Where are we going? Down this way. So it's nice having Crimson Waste unlocked again. Oh, who's that? That's a stage 2. Got that guy. We can always come back here if we want. I've only got one more tier 1 stage 2 alluvial to find, and then I can collect the airdrop points. I can't remember what it is. It's one of the fire ones. It's not the koala. It's I think it's that kangaroo thing. Actually, I'll just check what it is. Milestones. Overworld. Tier 1 stage 2. So we right, Raylu. We've got to find him. And our best chance for that is in Crimson Waste. Oh, there's a hollow. Where is he? Oh, that's skinny. I'm still collecting all hollows, even tier 1s. But I'll only throw a tier 1 shard at him. So what I usually do, I try and get as many attempts as I can, because it's only going to be about 50%. Well, we've got 200 points to play with. And what I need to get in a habit of doing, you right click on the alluvial, hit shift, and you can see its stats. So he's got maximum damage, high speed, and good overall stats, but he's got 0 health, virtually 0 omega, and 0 crit. So he's, I'd say, an average alluvial. But you should also check the others, just in case you got a maxed out alluvial somewhere and you don't even know. Do we need anyone else? Maybe we'll pop a tank down. Give our ranger a weapon. So 30 points each. That's 4 goes. 4 attempts to capture him. Should be quite doable. Yeah, if you have any thoughts on the Illuvium launch or crypto market, feel free to chuck them in the chat. I mean, I'm no expert, but I think I've gone. Oh, hang on, wrong shard. I think I've given enough of my opinion on what's going on. Was quite a good crash the other day. I mean, that's... yeah. Been a while since I've seen that. I mean, we've had our... I mean, right from Bitcoin being at 16 grand, I mean, I've been in the market right through the bear market this cycle. I missed the last bear market. I wasn't into crypto yet, so yeah, I've watched this market quite closely, or this cycle quite closely, and we've had pullbacks like 20%, 25%, but a big pullback like this, it's the first really good pullback we've had this cycle. So yeah, if you're new to crypto, that might be a bit of a shock, but believe it or not, it's quite common, even in a bull market. You're still going to get pullbacks like that, which is a healthy thing. I know it's scary, it's a healthy thing. But if we went straight up, we'd come straight back down just as quickly. So you're better off having these pullbacks and having a more sustainable market in the long run. If only for a crystal ball and you knew it was coming though, right? What have we got over there? An Atlas. Is that the guy I'm looking for? No, that's a stage 1. Alright, let's head that way. Ooh, it's quite a... portal there we can come and get later, or a rift. See, it's so different doing paid runs, where you got to explore everything before you start harvesting resources. Keep getting to harvest the morphopods. I'm still hitting every green shard when I see it, and then I sort of explore the region, see what I can find, and then come in and start collecting. I think we might just start gathering resources. Have a little look at this other side first.
You won't go that far.
Oops. There's another rift here. We could head up there. Still haven't found the big rock. I do like to find the big rock every run. Bit harder to find in Crimson Waste than it is in Brightland. Yeah, there's not much around here. There's another rift. Oh my god, they're so spread out. Alright, resource gathering mode. There's not too much down here. Nope, let's go back out. Oh yeah, that was the other thing too. There was there's been issues with the milestone rewards for survival mode, and it looks like they've decided to reduce the amount of points you get for completing wave 40 in survival mode as a temporary measure, which is fine, I guess. Personally, I think it would have been much better if they just deleted everyone's points for that particular milestone. Because what happened is, basically, a couple of streamers managed to work out how to beat Wave 40 in about 30 to 40 minutes. So not a huge amount of time. So what happened, and that's just one occasion of the milestone being easily recreatable. There was also a bug. So a bug involved one of the Illuvials becoming unkillable. So, oh, there's the big rock. So that wasn't good. What happened is people were able to create multiple accounts and earn the million airdrop points multiple times, like 4 or 5 times each. And then another bunch of alluvials comes out the next day or the next week or whatever, and it's recreatable again. So they create another bunch of accounts and do it again. So now you have, you know, some people having 4 to 5 million airdrop points split over different accounts, and that's probably not good for the ecosystem. Which way am I going? It's down this way. Yeah, they're earning a lot more than they should be. And every time the milestone's recreatable, they make even more accounts. So, I mean, everyone's got a lot less airdrop points in this particular season. So they've been able to... they're probably going to steal half the bloody Illuvium available for the airdrop. So, I mean, I know they had to do something, but yeah, maybe just deleting the entire lot of airdrop points around milestones would have been the best bet. But apparently what they're going to do to sort that situation out is, rather than everyone having the same loadout as far as what alluvials they can use in the survival mode, basically what's going to happen is everyone will be given a random allocation of alluvials, and they'll all be different. So if someone works it out, you can't copy them. So basically only the most skillful and competent players will be able to get that, which sort of makes sense. I very much doubt I'll be able to do it. I mean, I'll try, but yeah, survival mode's definitely not my strength. And I do understand how the game works, basically, but I don't have time to sit there for 5 to 6 hours and work out the best combination to get through it. Like, the only reason I was able to get the achievement or the milestone was because someone with much more time than me managed to do it first and make a video about it, and I just happened to be online at the right time. So yeah, I'll definitely lose airdrop points with this update, but I think it would be in the interest of the entire ecosystem if that happened. Especially if there was like 1,000 accounts or something that had all done this, and maybe there's only, you know, 15 or 20 players responsible for those accounts. They could potentially steal a lot of the Illuvium.
Oh, nothing beats this view.
Okay. Yeah, well, not too bad for a stage 1. Alright, we're just going to catch one more flout, so we'll do a stage 0 run, and then we'll do some arena, just to do our dailies in arena. I'm still using the hot fish team, which is a preset team. Not the best, but I've gotten quite good with it actually. But every now and again you come up against a player who's actually got his own alluvials, and you get steamrolled if they've got a half decent team. Yeah, so after my conversation with Aaron Warwick in the Discord, I did sort of mention maybe they should have a document up, especially in regards to Zero, with all the things that haven't been implemented yet that they plan on implementing. And he did say that was a very good idea. He even tagged one of his production team to come and sort that out, but that was 3 days ago and I haven't heard anything since, so I don't know how long these things take to sort out, but he did say it was a priority for them, and I haven't seen anything yet.
It's gone.
I mean, that's sort of the whole point. They need to make the information easy for people to find, and I think people just need to hear from the team telling us what's going on, and they'll probably be a lot less worried about it if that was the case. I mean, it's an issue. It's an issue because we're on mainnet and we're talking about real money. If we were still on testnet, yeah, don't worry. Take as much time as you need, and you know, if there's little bugs, it doesn't matter. But when you're using real money, people want to know what's going on. People want to know something's being fixed before spending their money. Is that going to change? I'd like to know. Because if it is going to change, I'm going to spend my money later. Or maybe I need to spend my money now before it does change. And I think what's happening is they don't quite have enough people in the production team to keep a close eye on everything all at once. So they're focusing on one or two things at a time, which is exactly what they need to do. But there's a lot of things that need to be done. So yeah, a nice central list where we can see what's going on would be cool. It's going to make me do another run, I reckon. Yeah, no more. Alright, we'll go to the basin. Lots of bugs in the basin.
Note to self: don't teleport after lunch again.
So after a hell of a grind, I've finally managed to craft all the stage 0 weapons and armor. And the weapons is a real grind. Was there like 25 weapons, and it costs 100 of each ore per weapon in that last stage. So that's that was a grind. That took me several days. But I finished that last night. Not sure whether we're going to have enough fuel to do like the stage 1 and 2 stuff, but we might give that a go.
This swamp's full of life, and not all of it is friendly.
The only reason I'm doing this more for PodQuest is because it's only for 3. It shouldn't take long. Famous last words. This is immensely frustrating. And it's probably worth like 20 points. There we go. Got him. Alright, let's close this out. Do the arena. Let's just go check if that fuel's sold.
Love this spot. It's like a little piece of home.
Nope, still sitting there. Yeah, so that's probably the most frustrating thing for me. Great release, game works great, but the fuel system needs some work. And it's also very hard to tell what price is actually the bottom when you're selling your fuel. So that would be nice to know. A little more information would be good. Alright, let's do our arena missions for the day. What are they? Win 2 Ascended rank mode games. That could be quite tricky. Since I'm still using the preset teams. Haven't tried to make a team yet. I won't do that tonight. Unless we totally fail. I don't think I've mostly got stage 0 and tier 0 and tier 1 alluvials, so I don't think I could make a strong team anyway. I suppose it doesn't hurt to try. I mean, I'd probably do it if your alluvials actually got experience from playing in arena, but I don't think they do yet. I don't think they've turned that on. Okay, so... Oh, there we go. Tempted to buy a battle board. I think they're like $1. And it'd break up this battle board a bit. Yeah, that's good. Who we got? Epitome Gaming. So this is how I play Hotfish. Chuck everyone over in the corner here, just in case I come up against a rogue team or something. And then we when we upgrade these two straight away, and we swap sides, just to keep people on their toes. I haven't seen this team before. This looks like a custom. Hopefully he's going to set his next alluvials up to counter me in the corner. Yep, let's go with that one. And meanwhile I do this. If you upgrade your alluvials, you can move them for free. So then we do this. Chuck our tank here. And then we set everyone up in the corner. So he's already got one rogue. If his next move is to put another rogue down, he's probably going to put it over here. Or maybe over here. Or maybe he's going to put a tank or another fighter down here. See, there we go. He popped him over here. I'm going to get slaughtered in this round. They're going to hit my back line. So my next move will be to put a tank down over here to protect my back line. So now if he wants to move his rogues over here, he's going to have to pay a movement fee. 5 physical and energy resist. And that's pretty cool. Grab that as well. Okay, let's go. I'll watch this beam go straight through them all. Oh man, this team slaughters me. See, I need to find another player. My ranking's getting a bit high, so I need to find other players with pre-built lists. But that's going to require a bit of luck. Some healing going. Let me chuck this guy over here. Need to win a round or we're in big trouble. Oh, actually won a round. That was very lucky. Okay. We need a bigger tank. That would be good. Well, I killed his Jotun. Don't think it's enough. Oh my god. Did I just win that round again? Hey scorer, welcome to the shit show. We're trying to beat custom teams with the basic setup. So it's not going so well. Although somehow I won a round. One of the missions for the day is to win 2 games, and that was quite easy using the pre-made teams for a while, but it's getting harder and harder. Granite, let's put it on him. I think we'll be in trouble this round. Oh my god, I think we're going to win again. Yeah, you can't get through.
After you get struck by lightning, there's thunder.
Let's try and keep our Arcalion alive a little bit longer. He's going to have to reposition this round. Don't know whether he can get through. I try and put myself in my opponent's shoes and think, what would I do to counter? And I think he's just got the wrong team for the job now that I'm castled up. He's probably got to take out the Squiz or the this guy first. This is a bit better. Yeah, come from behind victory. Nice. Alright, that's 1 win. I thought this was going to take much longer. I think it kind of sucks that yeah, the pre-built teams are they're kind of good. Well, this one is anyway. Like, if you've done all the work and the hassle to go build your own team, and you've got a pretty decent team like that last player did, it would kind of suck to have it not be good enough to beat a pre-built team. It's like you should be able to win. So I think, I don't know. It'd be better if you could only use your own alluvials in this mode of the game. Get rid of the pre-built teams altogether, or only have like stage 1 and 0 alluvials or something like that. Yeah, I did all right. I mean, season 2 was pretty low for me. I didn't put as much effort in as season 1, so I did really well in season 1. But season 2, I sort of took it a bit easier. So I knew I wasn't going to get a lot for that one. Yeah. Let's see. So we got a different opponent, so we'll use the same strategy. It looks like they're gonna change the milestone rewards for beating Wave 40 in this season. I don't know what they're changing it to, but they've been debating what to do for days and days and days. So a lot of people very salty about the 1,000,000 points on the Wave 40 for survival mode. But it looks like they're reducing the points by the looks of it. Ooh, should hit the ready button, shouldn't I? Okay, I'm not sure if this is a custom team or if this is a pre-built. I know there's a healer team as a pre-built, green team, and I think there's another one, a mud team. Mine said 0 hours for... Oh, season 2 they didn't count hours. It was only season 1 they counted hours. So yeah, don't worry about that score. That's normal. Okay. Yep, take that. So this is my this is how I'd be tricky with my Scion team. I upgrade my guys and I move them. And I pray you never saw it coming. Oh, see, he's moved them to counter me over here, and now I'm going to shoot my beams through his whole team. So that's a sneaky little trick you can do with a hotfish team. Doesn't always work, but in this case it did. Can't let him have that. But this and this are both good. I'd love to get Colossus as well. Yeah, you just can't let your opponent get Meteor Strike. It's just... you're gonna have a bad time. Oh, I forgot to give him a weapon. Yeah, so you can be quite competitive with this pre-built team. I don't expect that to last for very long, because once people start catching more alluvials and upgrading them, it's going to be quite hard to keep winning with hotfish. Okay. Jeez, look at all the buffs he's got. Pretty good. I don't think this is a pre-built team. So he must have captured all these. Uh-oh, I think we're collapsing. Ooh. Not bad. Two Ascendant, 1 Survival, and Training Mode 15. Man, that might be a bit tricky. There you go. That's how to win a couple games with hot fish. I still didn't try Arena. I want to finish my collection first for airdrop points. Need Ace, Art Ace, and Tibruco. Yeah, I'm similar. I'm just doing this for the dailies, the daily missions. Yeah, but I've been mostly just doing stage 1 and stage 0 runs. I'm still waiting for my land to sort of generate enough fuel to play, but it's so hard to sell the fuel to get the money to play the overworld. It's yeah, a little frustrating in that regard. They need to work on the fuel market a little bit and their fuel without having to go through the market. So what are we doing? Survival, competitive mode, and training mode. Let's try training mode, because we're going to get to 8:15. I think a lot more people would be into Arena if they turn the rewards back on. It'd be way more interesting. What do we got here? Air. Air is weak to fire, so we'll chuck this guy down. Is that enough? Let's find out. Maybe not enough. You basically set a sell price, and once you set the sell price, people come in and buy it. But they are basically blind buying. So the system tells them just buy this fuel, and they pay X amount, and they'll get bonus fuel if the fuel is cheaper, and they won't get bonus fuel if the fuel's more expensive. So no one actually knows what the price is meant to be set at. So if you want to sell fuel, you sort of got to guess, which isn't great if you ask me. What is this? This is relentless. Oh, hang on. No, that's not a good idea. Yeah, what am I doing? Let's use this guy. Yeah, and as a seller, you can't see what the low end of the price is. So you either got to undercut to sell your fuel quick, or you got to guess. And if you guess wrong, it won't sell. If you guess right, you might sell too low. And because you can't use your own fuel, you've got to sell your fuel and then rebuy the fuel. You've got to get that price right, otherwise you're just throwing your fuel away. So I'm not a big fan of that system. I think they need to refine it a little bit. We could go Vanguard here, I think. But not yet. No, well, it sort of is a pool. So there's a big pool of fuel created by the DAO, and basically, if you want to sell your fuel, you've got to undercut the DAO, which is always set, I think, to the highest possible price, and then you set it slightly lower than that. But if someone else comes and sets a price lower than that, or the average price drops, yeah, your fuel just doesn't sell, just sits there forever. Which I'm not a fan of. So you might have noticed, like when you go to buy fuel, it'll tell you 0.00026 ETH to buy per piece of fuel, but then you'll get a bonus. That bonus basically means, okay, there's people selling fuel cheaper than that price.
Is complete.
But no one can actually see what the price is set at. That's the issue. I mean, the issue wouldn't be an issue if landholders could just use the fuel they produce. See if we can just win with Jokul. I mean, it may just be a case of they needed something up and running for release, and they didn't have time to, you know, really fine-tune the system or tell people how it worked. And I think the issue is people don't know how it worked. And at the moment, it's not so big an issue because you're putting a lot of the fuel you generate back into the land. But once people sort of max out their land, it's going to be difficult for them to have anything to do with the fuel if it doesn't sell straight away. I mean, I've got a lot of faith in them getting it right. It's just not happening straight away. And I think a lot of them are taking a break at the moment too, so maybe that's why it's taking... The communication levels aren't the best at the moment. But I mean, on the upside, everything seems to be working pretty well. I haven't seen too many bugs or errors. I know that there was a few people having minting problems early on, but I think they fixed that too, so... we got a dash here. We could run Slayer. What weapons have we got? Firefighter. There's Revenant. We can run Revenant. Battle start, teammates in a medium air gain 60 physical and energy resist for 10 seconds. Oh, that's a lot of alluvials. I think we're going to be running a rogue-based team here. Oh, looking good so far.
Bada bing, bada bye.
Only have to get to wave 15. Oh dear. Ah, that was not good. I think we got a checkpoint. Oh, it's the same one. Yeah, cool. Should we add someone else? Oh, sound. Every time you start from a checkpoint, my sound goes funny. Oh, okay. Thanks for that, Scorer. That's much better. Oh, it's going to be tight. I think we've screwed this one. No way. Clutch win for the Ranger. Who else do we want? Alright, just gotta win one more round. So let's get our Slayer. Oh no, 2 more rounds. 2 more rounds.
Shall not be defeated. We might be in trouble. Oh dear. Wave 15. Oh, reach wave 15. Doesn't say beat wave 15. We'll try and beat it anyway, just in case. Where are we going back to? Oh, 15. Same one. See what?
I do find survival to be quite a cool game mode. I just don't want to sit here for 4 hours trying to work out the most efficient, best way to get through to wave 40. I mean, if that's what you want to do, great. Yeah. I'd rather enjoy other aspects of the game than try and do that. Should definitely try and get the wave 20 milestone at least, but yeah, getting to wave 40, that's just crazy. Alright, let's just see what happens if I hit start. I think I'm going to win this. Oh, what's going on here? We're locked up? Who are you fighting? The invisible alluvial.
Your download is complete.
Revenant. Yeah, don't get me started on the bugs. There's been a few times where I've gotten to like level 19, about to get the level 20 achievement, and then it's locked up, or you can't move your alluvials, or the upgrades don't work, or... Very frustrating. I mean, I'd like to see them implement... I'd probably play it more if you could... you do a couple of rounds, work out the best strategy, and every time you fail, you just do the same thing again, but, you know, with a speed up system. So like ×2 speed, ×3 speed, ×4 speed, or whatever. If you could do that, it would greatly improve the game, I think. I'd probably give it more of a go then, but yeah. I mean, this team actually seems quite good, and I've done no real thought into making it super efficient. I think I've just gotten a bit lucky, to be honest. Let's see. If they have, I've heard nothing about it, Scorer. They do need to adjust the shards. I mean, paying $10 to cure a resplendent shard, and then it only having like a 60% chance to catch a tier 5 stage 1. That feels really bad. Maybe 60% chance to catch a tier 5 stage 2, or maybe a 3. But a stage 1? No one wants to throw 3 $10 shards at a stage 1. That's the kind of bad value that's gonna turn people off. And I mean, if you catch a tier 5 stage 1, it's only worth like $2 on the market. At the moment, we don't know what it will be in the future, but at the moment it's only worth like $2. Or maybe less, I don't know, I haven't checked in a while. If you're throwing a $10 shard at them, it doesn't feel good. Or if you're throwing a 5 or 6 shards that are worth 20 cents each for a 16% chance, you know, that doesn't feel good either. Then to get those shards back, you've got to do, you know, 3 or 4 runs picking up cheap shards and then curing them. Alright, we're done. We're done with survival mode. Oh, actually no, I think I got one more quest to do. The survival mode. You just gotta play it. So you can go in and then give up straight away after doing 1 round. But we'll see how far we get with the competitive team. And that'll be it for tonight, I think. So one last round. This was meant to be a quick 1 hour stream, and I've been here for 2 hours. Alright, survival, competitive. Yeah, so that seems to be the common way to get tier 5 stage 1s, to throw a bunch of tier 3 shards at them, or maybe a tier 4 shard. But what's the point of a resplendent shard then? Like if you find a really rare alluvial, a resplendent shard almost seems like it's you're gonna be very lucky to catch it with that anyway. Yeah, so you want a team strong enough that you can have 4 or 5 goes to catch it and just pray. Like a 16 or 30% chance is okay.
You're too much of a waste for space.
What do we want to do? We could go fighter. 1, 2. Do we have another fighter? No. Slayer. We got Slayer today. Scion? No. No, I think we're going to lose this. That was terrible. Alright, we got our achievement. Alright, we're going to do, rather than ending it there, because that was terrible, we're going to do a couple of overworld runs, just farming runs, and then we'll call it a night. Alright.
Oh, now that. Oh, that was a ride.
Alright, Crimson Waste. Stage 1. Let's go.
Well, that was fast. Instantaneous, even.
Yeah, so we still got, what, another 20 days of this season before it's over, maybe just over 20 days. And I'm waiting for my fuel reserves on my land to sort of kick in before I can start farming some stage 2s. Because I've gotten most of the free-to-play stuff already. Lots of rifts over here. T2 and T3 I got. Now I'll show you my collection. Hang on. Inventory. So it's mostly tier 1s and tier 0s, but I've got an Arcane Lynx, an Ace. Found an Axodon, that was kind of cool. Mostly stage 1s. We got a Kling. Got a Greater Air Grocko. Got an Exalted Nature Grocko. That was a nice find. Greater Monkia. I should level up the Scorpion so I can run Berserker. Can probably start doing that. Bunch of Kukas. Found a Dark Hollow Kuka. What else have we got? Dark Hollow Atapo. And a Water Volante. We got our Lura. Bunch of links. Got a bunch of Mjols. Found this Zephyr Lynx. If I do want to try stage 3s, I could probably make a decent team around him. We got our Gyro. Tianti, I can level him up. Vermino. And then these guys here. So I've got a Flare and a Mjol I'm working on, plus a Gyro. And that's everything I got. So basically my main team's running around Slayer from the Chukarul and the Greater Gorilla. Those two plus Gyro and a Ranger rogue weapon. That can fight stage 2 pretty easy. Stage 1's just, yeah, too easy. But that's where I'm farming mostly. Let's check his stats. So a trick is, if you haven't worked this out yet, if you see an alluvial you might need, you don't actually have to catch it. You can just check its stats when you come into the battle. Max health, max speed, 0 for everything else. So he's rubbish. I probably won't even bother trying to catch him. Let's see what this guy's got. He's not bad, but I'm not catching him. He's no good either. So there's nothing here I want. So this is just an experience run now. So if he had good stats, I'd throw a shard at him, try and catch him. But if you don't try and catch him, you don't lose your energy and you can use the rest for farming. So that's the strategy I've been using when trying to select alluvials. Sometimes I forget. I got into such a habit of just only fighting if there was something I wanted in the before we went to mainnet, and sometimes you just forget that you've got to play more efficiently. Oh, that's a big rock. Oh, it's a chuckaroo. Messed that up. There was a morphopod blocking my my drone.
Gotcha. Alright. Time to dig.
Oh, see, he's pretty decent. I could definitely catch him. A little bit low on Omega power, but I think he relies more on his attack power anyway. What's this guy? Rubbish. Yeah, I like health on my Kukas, so he's not that great. Let's catch that Chukarul. So he's 40 points. Can put a weapon on him, we can still have 3 goes.
Bada bing, bada bye.
Yes, I'll probably use this guy to, if I catch him, obviously. Probably use him to level up my, my Chukarul to a Chukundi. I'll throw one level 1 shard, and then we'll go to level 2s. Maybe we'll get lucky. There we go. Yeah, so my main plot of land, probably making about 500 of each fuel a day. But most of that's just going straight back into itself. And I'm not actually getting to sell the fuel in the market or use it myself. It's just going back into the land. But maybe in a couple of days we'll start, I don't know, using half of it to play the game ourselves. We skipped a bunch of stuff. And then we can start doing maybe some stage 2 runs instead of all these stage 1 runs. Yeah, okay. Doesn't seem to be too much we want. We can travel down here. Check out that path. And then we just farm rocks. So I don't necessarily catch every stage 2 I see, but I will check their stats. If they've got good stats, I'll try and use them to upgrade a stage 3. Yeah, it's probably not worth the hassle. Yeah, I nuked it up. I think that's it. I think we got, what, 7 rifts there? That was pretty good. Seven, maybe 8.
Love this spot. It's like a little piece of home.
Oh, we got a stage 5 or tier 5 ore. It's nice from a stage 1 run. Alright, well that's it for tonight. Turned out to be a much longer stream than I thought. If you want to hear the ranting, go back to the start. Otherwise, thanks for joining. And yeah, give us a like and subscribe, especially on X. Trying to get up to 500 subscribers so I can join the Alliance program. Yeah, that'd be muchly appreciated. Next stream will be Friday night, so hope to see you all there.